Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about premonitions. So I'm talking about predicting stuff with feelings that you have. Are you predicting the future? And I'm going to give you an example in my own life. But before we start, I'm an author. Books are listed below. Here's a couple of them now. If you want to talk to me about coaching, just pop along to my website, which I'm going to put up here for you now. And if you don't want to book up anything online, just email me and we'll have a little chat first, see if it's the right course of action for you. Okay. I don't believe in predictive stuff, so I'm not a fan of any of that predictive stuff, because as soon as somebody tells you what your future is, so say you go to a fortune teller, and I don't even know if they're called that these days, and then they tell you that this is going to happen or that's going to happen, it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy because you actually think, oh my God, this is going to happen. So you go down that route because you start believing it. So what do I think about predictive stuff? So I have had several things in my life where I've had a feeling that something's going to happen, and it seems like a premonition. Back in the day when I'd first met, I didn't really know Jeremy. I basically knew him to say hello to, and that was it. And he was a friend of mine that I worked with, and he used to come into the store that I worked in and see her. So I would just say hi to him. That's as much as I knew him at the time. And one day I was walking to the staff room for my afternoon break, and he was there talking to the girl that he was friendly with. And I said hi, and I had this overwhelming feeling that I was going to marry him. Now, that is weird, wasn't it? And I thought, oh my God, and I didn't like it. Well, I thought it was weird and kind of went with it, but then I didn't like it because then I thought, even though I was really attracted to him, I was living with somebody else at the time, and that's not why I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I thought, I don't believe in destiny. Oh my God, does that mean there is such a thing as destiny? And I thought about it for a bit, and then I dismissed it. And I thought, no, it's just a nonsense. I fancied him, so I thought that's why it's happened. Okay, now I look back on that now. We got together a year later because, like I said, I was living with somebody else at the time, and then when we got together, before we got together, I sabotaged 3 times because that's what I used to do. I kind of need somebody to be literal with me and just say it as it is, and he didn't, and so I did end up sabotaging. I won't go into detail, but 3 times, until the point where I thought, oh, well, this is it then. This is just never going to happen. I've completely blown it. And then a few weeks later, cut long story short, we did end up getting together. Quite seemingly random, but of course it wasn't random. And now we've been together for 27 years. So what was that? Okay, so I've looked at that obviously since and thought, what the hell was that? Because it did happen, and I had no idea that it was going to happen. There was nothing unfolding that would have said to me that that was going to happen. He was seeing somebody else then, I was living with somebody else. What the hell was it? Right, this is what I think it is. So I was attracted to him. As soon as I saw him, the first day that I saw him, I thought, oh my God, who's that? And I had this like really strong attraction to him, and that never happened for me, rarely. In my life, I've rarely been really attracted to anyone in that way. And I did think that. And I can be honest and say there were a few occasions when I probably did think about being with him. I didn't imagine it to really happen. I didn't think it was ever going to happen because I didn't even know him, but I did live in my head a lot, so I know that I did that. So what happened when I did that? I inadvertently set a path to being with him. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was manifesting a path to be with him, but I didn't know. So the glimpse that I had was a glimpse into a possible future, given the fact that I had set myself on that road unknowingly, but I was then seeing into that future, having a glimpse of it. This is only my belief, but it makes complete sense to me. So let's say that I had then, a couple of months later, suddenly decided, actually, I really wanted to make it work with the guy that I was living with. It was kind of going to pot at that point anyway, but let's imagine that I did, and I changed my mind. I thought, no, I really want to put everything into this and make this work, and have that strong feeling that I wanted to make that work. Now, I would have changed my course. So my future would have changed according to my strong desire for something different. So this is what I believe, that you can change your course at any given time. There's nothing to say then that in the future, like way into the future, that let's say that we did make it work and we did get married because we were going to, and that did happen. There's nothing to say that in like 5 or 10 years down the line when we'd split up, if we had done, that I would have then met Jeremy then. Probably he would have kept moving down my reality line, but he would have still been there if I'd never cancelled it out. So I don't want that anymore. This is what we can do. We can cancel things out. We can really change our mind about something. Go, I don't want that anymore, and then that will cancel it out. But if we don't do that, then we are en route to that future probably at a bit of a rate of knots for me, because a year seems like a long time later, but given the fact that I didn't even know him apart from to say hi to, it actually wasn't that long for me to then break up with that person that I was living with, not be with him anymore, go back and live with my parents, and then get together with Jeremy. And like, when we did get together, it was only 7 months later when we actually moved in together. So it was a bit of a whirlwind thing, really. And then a year later we were married. So it did happen pretty quickly if you look at it like that. Seems like a long time, but a year is not a long time, is it? Like, you guys know, if you've been manifesting for a long time, how quickly does a year go? Like, you look back and you think, what? I've been doing that all this time? Don't do that, by the way, but you'll see that in other videos that I've put out. So, and that is what I believe is happening here. And it's almost a feeling. It's like a knowing feeling. So if you've ever had that knowing feeling about something, you can trust that. That is a glimpse into your future, into the future that reality is bending for you, or you're shifting into. I quite like the fact now of thinking it as reality is just bending, you know, like space bends around things, bends around planets, doesn't it? It's kind of like that. Time and space is bending around your desire. It's bending for you in order for you to take the route that is going to lead you to this particular desire. So you can be shifting in reality, or reality can be bending for you. And reality is bending for all of us differently, I think, but that's a whole new video. Just think of reality as being yours and yours alone, and it is bending for you. If that works better for you than shifting into a new reality, because we don't really know. We have no idea what's going on here. Either way works for me. Quite like both of it, that kind of sci-fi part of it, element of it. So that's what I think is going on here. So if you've ever had that feeling, then trust it. It is real. Because look at me, I had it, and it was all that time later that it actually started to unfold. And when we started seeing each other, I didn't think, oh, we're going to get married now. I just didn't think that. You know, I kind of forgot about that then. I just thought, oh, how bizarre. I felt that, and now we're together. But I said at the time when I felt it, nothing was leading me in that direction. I was not seeing anything unfold that would show to me that this was going to happen. Nothing at all. And even for a long time after that, it didn't. So this is the thing with those feelings. They don't mean, and they're so kind of dramatic in the moment, as in dramatic to us. They're so intense, and then they just fly away, they're gone, that it kind of feels like it's going to happen imminently. So we feel like it's going to happen really, really soon, and then it doesn't. And so we then don't trust it, and we think, oh, it's nonsense then. It doesn't even mean anything, but it does. It's just, again, a kind of a premonition into, it's a premonition you're seeing part of your future as it is, unless you change course. Right, that's it. That is I absolutely believe that theory. It is a theory, but for me, 100% that's what's going on here. Okay, right, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that. If not, then I just hope you got something useful from this video.